I was ready today. I'm actually 5 minutes early. I got the lights working, I got the camera set up, I got the laptop set up, had my smoke. I'm good. What's up, everybody? But I forgot to turn off the volume on the laptop. Justin's here. What's going on? Daydreaming Love. There's a new name. How you doing? Good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. In the Pines. Who's here in the Pines? Is that Dan or is that Mrs. Pines? I was watching you guys yesterday. Your trip to Canada. Canada. I wasn't thoroughly impressed with the little like hotel you guys stayed in, but the view was phenomenal. Holy crap. If you guys haven't seen that video, check it out. Because the view where they stayed on the side of like a hill or a mountain, and I'm from Florida, so they all look like mountains to me. I've got Bob Ross playing. I gotta pause that. So, what's everybody up to? Hey, it's a week till Christmas. It really is. 7 days. I gotta get ready. And again, we went from 6 people to 3 people as soon as I show my ugly mug. What is going on with that? I got to pull up Daydreaming Love, go to her channel, bear fruit with me. Justin and Christina. I'm working on the mobile studio, or have been for the last couple of days. I have a Ford E350. Oh, Daydreaming Love is at 34 subscribers. Now she's at 35. Who Am I by Jessica Andrews. She's singing. Oh, very cool. I will be watching some videos here after the stream. Can't stay long. Want to stop by. Appreciate it, friend. Good to see you. Hope you're staying warm over there across the pond. What's up, Nautilus? Hey, that just came on. What just came on? I don't know. So Justin and Christina, I have the E350, but I have the window van. So I've been trying to figure out which windows I'm going to cover, which windows I'm not. And I spent yesterday and today covering all four, the 2 doors and the 2 back windows with 3/4 inch foam with the silver lining on the outside, to block the sun, to bounce it off. I can't even think straight. So that's what I've been working on today. And I probably still have some on me from cutting that stuff. Does it make a difference? Hey, Mr. Haircut. What's up, buddy? So I've got a rear air conditioner. And anybody might know this. My van has a rear air conditioner. And I was going to take it out. But I found out that its hoses are connected. It goes from the rear of the van all the way up to the front and goes through the condenser up there and comes back. So if I remove the air and I disconnect those hoses, is that going to make my front air stop working? I'm afraid that if I take the condenser hoses out of the unit in the back, even if I plug them in. So if anybody knows the answer to that question, I'll be tweeting about it to find out, because I would really love to remove it. I don't need it. And it actually takes about 5 inches away from the width of the van in the back for my bed. Otherwise, I have to raise the bed above it, which means I can't sit up on the bed. So right now it's perfect, and they're both at the exact same height, the air conditioner and the bed, but I can sit up. And if I raise it up to go above it, I won't be able to sit up. So these are my Christmas problems. Man, I don't look good. I need to get some sleep. I don't know. I got like luggage under my eyes. This is crazy. So, yeah, well, the biggest thing is the privacy. I'm gonna put perforated vinyl on the outside of the windows to match the color of the van itself, and then it'll actually look like a cargo van to the untrained eye. Because the way my windows are inset, the only reason you could tell it's a window van is because I have tinted windows. And as I travel from state to state, the tint laws are different. If they're too dark in one state, I'm going to get pulled over, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to go with perforated vinyl, which you can't see through from the outside, but you can see out from the inside. And if I make that match the color of the van, because I'm painting the van, I'm going to put Rhino liner on the van like I did my truck. And then it'll all match. And it'll just look like a cargo van. So then on the inside, the windows are covered up. And I'm only going to leave one of the side door windows uncovered and the window right behind the driver's seat because they both open. So I'm going to make some cabinetry and make all that fit. And it's going to be cool. And you guys don't really want to hear about all that stuff. So what are you guys up to? Hey, what's up? Haunted Angels. Ange, what you up to? What you up to? Card out. Oh, very cool. Christmas cards. I thought everybody just eBayed or emailed cards these days. I haven't gotten a Christmas card in forever, so that'll be a first. Very cool. I can hang it up in the mobile studio. I'm clearly not in the mobile studio at the moment. A friend of mine is on a cruise for like 10 days. It's the friend that I'm staying here outside. Anyway, the mobile studio is like 5 feet away, but she's on a cruise. And so I'm house sitting and I'm having issues with my van, either with the battery or with the alternator. I'm not sure, but I hooked up an LED strip and I just watched it go dead. It killed the battery. An LED. So I had to hook up in here for a few minutes. So it's all good. You guys can see, but that's why I'm on my couch instead. Screw that. I'm old fashioned. It's time cards and letters. Yeah, that's true. They are very much more personal because an online thing is just click a few buttons, send it out. But hey, Patrick's here. What's up, buddy? Video views have gone down to my watch hours haven't gone back up. I'm putting out consistent content. No idea what's up. Do me a favor, Nautilus, and y'all know that I haven't really been on. I think you can see my attitude's a little different. I kicked myself out of the funk that I've been in. So Nautilus, when I'm finished here, which will be like 7, give me like 30 minutes to get some dinner and then message me on Twitter. And I'll have you use your phone to take some pictures of your analytics and we'll figure it out. A lot of times, again, what happens with YouTube is they give you an estimate. Every 24 hours it changes. Mine, I lose my hours at 3 a.m. and then at 5 a.m. I gain the hours that I was supposed to for the last 24, if that makes any sense. So you're always one day behind. And what it does is it estimates it. So if you put up a video and 42 people click on that video, it's going to show you that 24-hour time period that 42 people clicked on your video. And you're going to think, hey, I got 42 views. But if those people didn't stay for a minute and a half or whatever the percentage is that YouTube actually counts as a video, because you have to stay for a bit, the next 24 hours to 48 hours, it's going to remove those people that didn't stay. So out of 42 people, maybe only 20 people stayed to watch a few minutes of the video. The other 20 left. They went, oh, no, I don't like this, whatever, and they left. YouTube's going to take that back away from you. And then once a month, they go in and take all kinds of stuff from you, stuff that they consider to be spam. Most people know, but the new people here don't realize that if you go to somebody's channel, you click on a video, you hit the subscribe button, and then you leave, and then they do that to 3, 5, 6, 10 other people, YouTube picks that up. It might take them a week. It could take them up to a month, but they pick up the constant traffic that each person is doing, and they'll take those away too. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. We talked the other day about you working on your Twitter platform. You seriously need to build your Twitter platform or your Instagram or your Facebook, whatever your preference is, because that's your commercial. That's your advertisement. So like I have almost 5,900 followers on Twitter. We're about to break 6,000. When I post something on Twitter, I usually post it 5, 6 times. And that gives a broad audience to say, oh, there's another video. What's this one about? I always put a link to make it easier for people to click straight there. And they can see that, it gives you a little view of what the video is and all that stuff. Your Twitter is where your views are going to come from until you get 300 views per video. YouTube does not take those videos and make them the next video, the recommended videos. They don't really show up in search. You have to get the first 300 views per video yourself. And that's where your Twitter comes from. That's where your social media comes from. So you post on Twitter, you post on Facebook, you post on Instagram, you get those views up to 300. Then YouTube grabs that video and says, okay, people are interested. Let's do something with this. So you got to build that up. Carol's here. What's going on? How are you? Nice to see you again. Walker family, I saw you said something about, okay, you took my advice. What was my advice? Remind me in a nutshell. Daydreamer rang your bell. So Daydreamer's getting a whole bunch of new people tonight. Make sure you guys remember to watch a video and comment. If you just ring the bell, she'll have no idea that you joined her. If you leave a comment, she'll know, and then you'll have a better chance to come back and hit your channel as well. Very cool, Walker fam. I hope that's working out for you. You said you took my advice, but you didn't say my advice was good. So make an old man feel good. Did it work? T is here. What's going on? What's going on? Aubrey Moot's in the building. And I didn't see her. So I'm glad you guys did. What's up, Aubrey? What's up, Melissa? Disabled Disney. Jackie's here. Jackie Spirit of Adventure. Very cool. Yeah, see, y'all are now calling Melissa Disabled Disney. Y'all are calling her Double D because that's what I call her. It's a lot easier than Disabled Disney sometimes. And when I'm typing it out, it's always Double D. I do get some weirdos in our inbox. Yeah, that's going to happen. You got to remember that you can go two ways about it. You can have a really small, nice little family on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and people that respect you and people you like. And you can have the same, 100, 200, 500 views on a video, or you can send this stuff out to the masses. And if you send it out to the masses, you're going to get every a-hole out there that thinks they're a keyboard tough guy, what we used to call a telephone tough guy, trolls. It's going to happen. But if you're getting trolls, that means that you're reaching more people because you weren't getting trolls before. So I would say absolutely it's working. So deal with the trolls. Block is my favorite button. I block the crap out of everybody and I don't even care. Block the ones that are being a-holes and keep the rest. And you will find that it goes. Hit those thumbs. Oh, I appreciate it. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Give me a thumb. Makes me look better to the YouTube algorithm. How do I build up my following? Daydreaming. Are you talking about your following on Twitter, your following on Facebook, your following on YouTube? Because those are completely different ways of doing things. If you have Twitter, Twitter is my platform of choice, Daydream. So if you have Twitter, go on Twitter. And then you won't be able to message me because I'm not Twitter and YouTube. Okay. You won't be able to private message me until I follow you back. But if you go and follow me on Twitter, it's the same name, Go With Kel, spelled exactly the same way. Then tweet and tag me in the tweet. So say, hi, I was at your live stream, and then put at, Go With Kel, and I'll get that in my notification. It'll follow you back. And I can give you some hints on how to build your Twitter, how to build your YouTube. They're completely two different animals, and there's two ways to go about it. But I have a good way for each one that's completely effective. So if you're willing to put in an hour or two a day, you can build real quick. So T sent me a link to a new video. I've been working. It gets dark here at like 5:15, 5:30. And since I have weird hours of sleep, I've been working. The last couple of days is what's helped me get out of my funk. That and some cool Christmas presents. Thank you very much. So it literally just got dark a little bit ago. I got to catch up on videos. I'm going to be watching videos from you guys all night. And T sent me a link to a video. She said is one I hadn't seen before yet. So I'll be checking that out. Patrick didn't have Double D. How does that work, buddy? You are old hat around here just like they are. How could you? Well, it could have been a YouTube thing. Remember, YouTube sometimes arbitrarily just unsubscribes you. So always go back and check your stuff. We're seeing more and more subscribers and Twitter followers every day now, plus lists of view time. It's all starting to work. Well, that's a very good thing. Now you just have to make some more videos. Um, Disney Boffins is a partner channel of mine. I only have two, and I'm staying at two. Theme Park Days and Disney Boffins. And he has been working for like, I don't know, 7 straight months without a day off or something. But he's getting the next 3 weeks off, I think he said, starting in a couple days. So he's going to start putting some videos together. I'm going to, if I can get the gas money together, I'm going to run over to Disney Springs and do a live stream from there probably this weekend. Because where I am, I'm only about, I think I'm like 31 miles away on the highway. I'm literally like right off the highway. So I can be there in like half an hour. But my big van, until I figure out these battery problems, I gotta have my battery and my alternator tested. I don't want to get out there and get stuck. So I went to the store and I got a battery charger, which I need to go outside as soon as I'm finished and hook the battery charger up. But until I figure it out, I don't want to get out there and need another jump. So, but anyway, I'm gonna be giving them some video clips um, from Disney Springs. And for y'all that don't know, their park is DLP, Disneyland Paris. So I was watching a video the other night, and it was the weirdest thing to watch. In Disneyland Paris, they have an American cowboy buffet restaurant, which is crazy, playing country music. And it looks like something you would see over here just anywhere in Kansas or Kentucky or whatever. So that was crazy to watch. Yeah, 3 weeks off from Friday. Very nice, very nice. Is there a hashtag I'm missing out on for Twitter? Seems like streamers on Twitch have a few. The hashtags, I'll tell you what I do for hashtags because I want people to see my more than just you guys. I use a laptop. Now, I understand that most of you just use the phone. I'm getting too old and I need glasses and I can't see that little thing anymore. But any trending hashtag is what you're looking for. So when you write out a tweet, hit the hashtag and then hit A. And don't type anything else. See what comes up. And then back up and hit B and C and go through the alphabet if you have to. On the laptop, it shows me everything that's trending. And what I'll do is I'll hashtag something that's trending at the moment. Earlier today, I was actually watching, I was trying to figure out something to watch, and Bob Ross was actually trending today. A lot of the young pot smoking kids are into Bob Ross, just like we were. If you guys don't know who he is, he's the painter that was on PBS for like 32,000 years. He was our babysitter. But I went ahead and hashtagged Bob Ross, and then I thought, you know what? I haven't seen him in like 6 months because you can watch him on all the streaming programs. So I pulled it up and started watching it, and it kind of helped me feel better. So I actually made a tweet that hashtag Bob Ross. But if you just hashtag something that happens to be trending at the moment, then if somebody goes onto Twitter and wants to see, whether it's Trump or whether it's they see the same trending things that you do, and if they click on that, your tweet's going to come up in that row of stuff for them to read. So you don't particularly have to hashtag what your video is about. You don't particularly have to hashtag what you feel like. But if you hashtag something that's trending at least once a day, it will make your following on Twitter grow by a few followers a week. I know that seems silly, but all of us are in this for the long haul. We're not in this trying to get 10,000 new followers in the next week and, go crazy on YouTube. What you're trying to do is add a few things that you can do to the list every single day. And if you find that you keep doing that, if you find that you just hashtag something, whatever happens to be trending at the end of your tweet, even if it has nothing to do with the tweet, you might have a video about your Christmas tree and you put hashtag Trump. It doesn't matter. What you're doing is taking that tweet and you're putting it on a list of things that are trending at the moment for people to see. And you'll find that if you do that along with 6 or 8 or 10 other things, which only literally will take you 15 or 20 minutes a day, you will find that your following just starts going up. I hit, I want to say 58.4 yesterday. Um, it was right around 58.50 because I almost thanked, like I thank every 50 or 100 people that I get, thanks to the last 50 people that followed me in the last 2 days. It reminds people I'm there, and it reminds people that I'm growing on a daily, so they want to check it out and say, well, why are you growing? And I haven't really touched this. I think I sent out like 4 tweets today. I've been working on the van. And since I woke up, I'm at 58.79 right now. So I've gone up another 30 followers today, and I wasn't even on Twitter. And if you do these things on a regular basis, you'll find that you start growing. And if you can set aside a half hour a day to do what you need to do on Twitter and a half hour a day to do what you need to do on YouTube, and I know that's not easy to do, but if you try, you'll get it at least 4 or 5 days a week. You will start growing more than you thought you ever would. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, the last couple of weeks has been, I was in a crazy funk. I didn't even see it coming. It hit me, it held me down. But thanks to you guys and Bob Ross, I think was the straw that broke the camel's back. I watched a little Magnum PI last night too, which I never watched that show when I was a kid. So I woke up with some new goals. I think that was the biggest thing with me. I need goals. And when I hit 4,000 hours of watch time and I hit 1,000, well, I had well over 1,000 subscribers. It was like I was looking for a goal. And then my next goal was to try to help you guys as much as I possibly could, because on a daily basis, when you guys would come to me and say, hey, I did what you said here and this worked or that worked, that was all good. But then when this COPPA thing hit, everybody freaked out. And people were dumping their channels and erasing all their videos, and they weren't doing anything. And I'm switching over to another platform and all these things. My goal was just automatically gone. I wasn't worried. I've never been worried about my channel. You guys know that. I have a backup channel. I experiment with all this stuff. I've never been worried about it. But all of a sudden, the rug was yanked out from underneath of me, and I didn't have any goals. There were very few people left to help because most of the people ran for the hills. I see them slowly coming back. I see more and more people coming back. They're making more videos. They're going, okay, I overreacted. But there for a time, I didn't have a goal. Yeah, I understand that. I don't know why you retracted that message, but okay. You didn't miss anything much, T, but you can always go back and read again. But with everybody, it was kind of like when you turn on the lights and the cockroaches run. Everybody scattered. And I didn't have any goals. I didn't know what to do. I don't have any money, so it was hard to work on the van, and there was nothing to do on here. And it's just like it put me in a funk because I didn't have any goals. The last couple of days, I realized I've been in a funk and I need to kick it. How do I kick it? I have to make new goals. So I did. I made some new goals, things that I can do on the mobile studio to get ready for my trip in a couple of weeks. I started changing up how I advertise for my work to see if I can get myself some extra work or some work coming in. And some new goals here on Twitter and on YouTube. And that's why I'm back. So welcome, Black Voltaic. Right on. Girl, do you ever sleep? For those of you that don't know, Black Voltaic's from Scotland. She's 17. She's a cool gamer chick. But this girl never sleeps. I sleep from 5 a.m. to like noon. It's been that way for 30 years. Don't ask me why. But no matter what, if I tweet in the middle of the night, because I don't do too much in the middle of the night except watch YouTube videos to keep you guys supported because y'all are sleeping. But if I post something and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll post it. And Kira, I see a heart from Kira. She liking stuff in the middle of the night. Now, I know that she's 5 hours ahead of us. But if I post at like 9 p.m., it's 2 a.m. her time, I still get that like right away. regardless of when I post, this girl is always liking the stuff. So I don't think she ever sleeps. I hope you're feeling better now. I am. Uh-oh, Padme, because y'all, the stars, it's a Christmas tribute. Okay, new video from Ange. I will check that out. Without goals, somebody like me doesn't know which direction to go. I have to have something to work on. I've always been that way. I've always been good at coming up with something new to work on. But being that it's Christmas time, people are kind of caught up in their own family stuff. Obviously there's no construction work going on for me during the Christmas holidays, so I pretty much can't wait till January. My friend is gone on a cruise. No goals. So I had to come up with a new goal. Kel, is it true if you hide your number count on YouTube that YouTube doesn't have anything to do with your channel, like recommending it? There are two things that will happen if you hide your stats, your numbers. First of all, I have heard that YouTube does push your channel to the side. There's a reason for that, because 90% of the people that hide their stats are spammers, and they don't want people to know it. So the algorithm is picking up channels that hide their numbers, their subscriber counts, stuff like that, and they're pushing them aside into the spam category. So yes, you're going to have problems if you do that. The other problem that you're going to have is that at least half of the people out there, and I get, I don't know, 100, 200 messages a month asking me the same question. I will give you my example. When I go to a new page, if I went over to, Gordy Stevo for the first time, what's up, Stevo? And I couldn't see how many subscribers he had. The first thing I find myself doing is going to one of his videos, looking down the page and seeing how many views are they getting. Are they getting 36 views? Are they getting 758 views? Are they getting 2,000 views? And then I look at it and go, okay, well, why are you hiding your stats when I can clearly see you're getting no views, getting a lot of views? I won't subscribe to a channel that has their stuff hidden because, again, 90% of the time, they're spam, they're trolls, they're out there causing trouble, they're doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing, and I don't want to be a part of it. So I do not hit the red button on a channel with their stats hidden. And a lot of people have the same idea. They come to me and say, well, I kind of feel bad because whenever you have a networking stream, a bunch of people will say, hey, they rang my bell. But then I go to their channel and they only have 3 videos and their stats are hidden, and I won't subscribe, but I feel bad because they subscribe to me. And I keep telling them, don't feel bad. If you don't want to subscribe to somebody, there's absolutely nothing on the planet to, even if they subscribe to you. We do it because we end up seeing each other in the same room all the time. I not only see you guys on my streams, but I see you on Ghost Dogs. I see you on Haunted Angels. I see you everywhere. And we all have networked together, and that's the way it is. Most of you in here know each other's names by heart. You know things about each other. And that is not a sub for sub. If you guys realize, when you first started seeing these other names in the list, you didn't know anything about them. So that first day, pick anybody on the list. Hey, Lori, what's going on? Pick somebody on that list and remember the first time you saw them. You can't remember because they came in, you went and rang their bell because you were supposed to. But now you can tell me something about every single person on this list. Sub for sub is not a bad thing. You have to start somewhere. Those of you that are married out there, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, the day you met your significant other, did you know them? Of course not. That's why it's the day you met them. You met them, things worked out, they became a part of your life. That's how social media works. That's how YouTube works. So there is no such thing as sub for sub being a bad thing. Subscribe to anybody you want to and see if a relationship develops. And if they don't, I got a tweet just yesterday, I think. I posted and saying, if you had a new video, post it so I can watch it. I'm not going to say a name, but this female said, hey, can I get a shout out? I haven't seen this person in 3 months. I'm not going to go out of my way for that. That's a relationship where when we met, we'll see where it goes. It didn't go anywhere. The only time I ever hear from that person is when I post a link like that. Sometimes she'll say the same thing. Hey, can you shout me out or can you watch my latest video? And I'm thinking to myself, geez, I haven't seen you in over a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever. I've seen you like 3 times this year. But whenever I post something out there that I want to do for you, then you're asking me for a favor. And I'm not talking about all of you guys. I'm talking about this one person that was a sub for sub, and I unsubbed from them. So if you meet somebody new, like we have a new person in here, we did, a few minutes ago, Daydreaming Love. Today's the first time that most of you guys have even seen this girl. I know it's the first time I've seen her. Is it bad for me to subscribe to her channel? No, I'm subscribing to her channel because she came to my live stream, just like you guys did. Now you go and check out the channel, and if you don't like her content or, whatever the case may be, you don't have to subscribe back. Those of you that do and watch will develop a relationship. Those of you that don't, there's no relationship. You unsubscribe. It's no big deal. This sub for sub thing was taken all the wrong way, just like the COPPA thing. Only the COPPA thing's way more important because it's a federal law, not a YouTube crap word. I'm doing good, Lord. You break 3,000 yet? I haven't been over to your page in a couple of weeks. I've been kind of depressed. I'm pulling it up now. So In the Pines is back. Make sure you go check out the video. They took the fam to Canada. Across the ferry, which was very cool. I've never been on a ferry from one country to another. 1,330-ish. So it's 2,000 I was thinking of. You guys have been there for a minute. You guys were busting butt. So glad to see you. Let's see, what am I missing here? Walker fan, but people do it. What am I missing? There's a guy that I've seen. He has 5,000 numbers and he has 24 views. I don't understand that. It's because he's doing sub for sub and he's not posting anything. Like I said to you guys before, if you want subscribers on YouTube, there's a very good way to go about it. And it's what I actually did to get all of mine. And y'all saw that I went from like 150 to almost 1,500 in like 4 months. Problem is that these people will do this and they'll just build it up and they'll only have a few videos on their channel. They're doing it because they're going to ultimately sell their YouTube channel to someone else. There are people out there, there are businesses, small businesses, large businesses that need a YouTube channel and they don't have 3 or 4 or 5 years to build it up. So these guys, and I say guys, it could be anything, guys or girls, doesn't matter. These people build up a channel and get 10,000, 20,000 subscribers. And then they will take whatever little videos they had off of there and say, okay, Mr. Smith, I've got a YouTube channel with 22,000 subscribers on it, and I'll sell it to you for 10 grand. And I took all of my own content off of there, so you can change the name and make anything you want on there. And the people think, hey, if I buy a pre-made YouTube channel and it's already got 20,000 subscribers, the minute I post a video, 20,000 people are going to see my video. Well, that's because they don't know crap about YouTube. That's not the way it works. But there are people that do this with Twitter. There are people that do this with Instagram. There are people that do this with Facebook. That's why you see these strings on Twitter that says, how many followers do you want? Everybody that hits the like button on here, follow them. And you'll see like 643 people have liked it, and they're all just following each other, and they call it the follow train. But that is so these people can build up their accounts and then sell them to a business who needs a social media account. People in Hollywood buy social media accounts all the time. Lawyers buy social media accounts because they don't have the time, nor do they know how to build them up. So if you see a channel just like that, 5,000 subscribers, yet on a video they got 40 or 50 views, it's because they're not posting any comment. How many times did you guys subscribe to a channel and then you forgot about it? I mean, I guarantee you that most of you have a couple hundred, if not a couple thousand people that you're subscribed to. I have over 2,000 channels I'm subscribed to. And yet I might watch 50 or 60 of those channels. Why? Because those other people stopped putting out videos and there was nothing for me to watch and I forgot about them. Out of sight, out of mind. So that's why they don't get any views. And then they might put up a video once a month just to keep YouTube happy so they don't lose their channel. But what they're doing is building up their subscribers so that they can sell it to somebody for $5, $10, $15, $20,000. That's how they make a living. And they usually will hide their stats along the way too, figuring the average person is going to go over, they're going to see them in a networking stream, they're going to go and hit that red button, and they're not even going to hit it back, and they just collect how many people. Oh, believe me, depending on how many people are on, I'm not going to tell you guys where because I want you guys to build your own stuff, but it's something that if you just spent a few days, you'd be able to research. I found the ability to purchase a Twitter account with 100,000 followers, and they wanted $35,000 for it. I found a YouTube channel with, it wasn't a big number. It was like 22 or 25,000 subscribers, and they had that up for $15,000. And the reason that it caught my eye is because it was cheaper to buy a YouTube channel than it was to buy a Twitter. But yet it's easier to get followers on Twitter than it ever is to get subscribers on YouTube. So I thought it was backwards. But yes, building social media accounts, there are people that literally just have, a bunch of computers running in their house. And they're literally just building Twitter accounts, and they're doing it automatically. It's not that hard to even set up a software program to be able to have it go in. That's why if you guys go on your Twitter account as soon as you leave here and you go and follow 35 to 40 people, if you follow them right in a row, you'll get a message from Twitter that says you can't follow any more people. Well, if you back out and pick another person, go to their followers list and follow, you'll be able to follow 35 people. But when you get to about 150 people, YouTube says you can no longer follow anyone new. Usually that only lasts for 24 hours. The reason that happens is because there are tons of people out there with computer programs just following everybody. Just follow until they hit today's limit. And then the next day they follow until they hit the next limit. And then once a week they go back and unfollow everyone that didn't follow them so that now they can follow more people. You can build up a Twitter account you could add 1,000 followers to your Twitter account doing that, I would say probably in the next 2 weeks. It's not that hard. It's in fact very easy. And if you do it 3 or 4 days in a row, then you'll get locked out of your Twitter account and Twitter will say, you need to change your password. We think something nefarious is going on. And then you just simply change your password and you're right back in and you go right back to doing it. But there are tons of businesses out there that want a social media account. Think about it. Some guy, has always wanted to have his own pizza shop, and he's got some kids and they're in their teens now, like Bob's Burgers kind of age. And he says, you know what, honey, I'm going to do it. Let's start a pizza shop. Let's start a burger joint, whatever. So, well, we need to be able to advertise. Well, all right, let's build up a Twitter account. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then they find out it takes too long. Well, shit, maybe I can buy one. Because they just see the same thing that you guys see. They think numbers count. So then they go, okay, well, I can buy a Twitter account here with 10,000 people on it. It's only like, $3,000. I think it's a great investment. And they'll buy it. They'll find out it was worth nothing. And it happens. But it happens every day and it happens all around the world. It is very hard to keep up with people when you have big numbers. And that's one of the reasons why I live stream on a regular basis, because the people that come into my live streams, Justin, are the ones that stay in my mind. They stay fresh in my mind. I could go on Twitter right now and I could just start shouting people out, at Lori, at Padme. And I can do it by memory because I see the same names in my live streams on a regular. Even if I only do once a week, I still see all the same people. That's how you stay fresh in someone's mind. That's how you have a relationship with them. Everybody else you forget about. And that's just the way it works. There's no way I can keep up with 6,000 people. And there's no way I'll be able to keep up with 10,000 people by Valentine's Day. But if I have the numbers there, when I post something, I have the opportunity to have 10,000 people see it. and the ones that are coming around and leaving comments are the ones that stay fresh in my head, easy to talk to. Gordy is up to 406. Nice job, brother. You've been busting butt lately. Yeah, I just checked, Lori. I got your page up now. 1340. Gordy was trying to break 500 subs by Christmas, and I kind of let him down because I haven't been on here all that much. But we're going to be back to doing at least 3 or 4 live streams a week. I have the new SSO video, subscriber shout out video. I have it made. But 2-3 days ago now, YouTube automatically reapplied for monetization on my account. And one of the things that I got held up for were the copyright, they're not copyright strikes, they're copyright, again, I'm having trouble remembering things, copyright claims. And it's usually from the music in one of your videos or something along those lines. And if I post something now that's copyright claim, they might hold me back for another month. And again, I don't care about the monetization. I care about the next search algorithm. So I have it. What I'm actually going to do tomorrow at 5 p.m. That's 5 p.m. my time. I'm going to do the SSO video. I'm going to do it live as a premiere so we can chat and do it. It's about 50 minutes long and it's got like 12 channels in it. But we're going to do it on my backup channel. Now, that's not going to make a dang bit of difference to you guys because when I post the link on Twitter, you're just going to click the link and come over. But you will see, you'll think, hey, I'm on Go With Kel's channel. You're going to see, hey, I'm on Jake Renfro. I'm going to post that on my other channel so that you guys can still get the views, but it doesn't get in the way with any copyrights. And then the reason I'm going to do it that way is what's going to happen is it will tell me immediately. As soon as that video is finished, it will tell me any copyright problems with it. Then I can go in and fix the copyright problems. Then I can post it on this channel. In fact, you know what? Now that I'm talking about it, I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to tell you guys about it. I'm going to go ahead and post it to YouTube on my backup channel. 5 minutes after it's posted, it'll tell me if there's any copyright problems. Then I can mute whatever's necessary. Then I can do it as a premiere on my channel. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. We are going to have the SSO premiere tomorrow. See, if I couldn't sit here and talk to you guys and work it out in my head. So we're going to do the SSO premiere tomorrow. I just may have to mute a couple of songs, but we'll figure it out. I'm having a hard time now. I don't really do Christmas too painful. Patrick, I know you have me on Twitter, buddy. Message me. I'm going to be ending this in about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to get something to eat. So message me in about an hour, man. I know what it's like to be in the silly season and not have any good things about it, man. And I'm just kicking the funk off myself. So, buddy, if you need somebody to talk to, man, hit me on Twitter. Bit stagnant. I need to get back into my lives again. Yeah, the live streams make a big difference because people can interact with you and people can interact with each other. I've been to some of your live streams and you've had kick-ass numbers. I'm like, how does this girl get so many people to come to her live stream? Because I can't get that many numbers. But it seems like the minute you forget, the minute the people can't just pop in and say, hey, like Fran came in, hey, I can't stay long, I just wanted to say hi. The minute they can't do that, it's not a bad thing, but they'll see that you posted something and they'll go, oh, Lori posted a new video, but I'm about to run and get the kids, and then I got to pick up dinner. I'll watch it later. And the best of times, they forget to watch it later. And it might be a week or two before they remember again because that's when you posted another video. And then they're going, oh, man, I feel bad. I got to watch 2 of Lori's videos. I'll get to it. And you just don't have it coming in. And I see the snowman's here, but I'm way back on my chat here. So what's up, snowman? How much does that cost? I'm hoping that I answered your question in the Pines. If I didn't, refresh my memory. How much does what cost? You don't always post notices either, Kel. No, it really doesn't. Post a message on your YouTube channel in your community tab. It's the same as leaving a message on Twitter. So post that. That gets out to everybody that rang your bell. And when I post a video, I use Twitter to bring the people over. So if I post a video, and I'll repost sometimes, I repost old videos because I've got one how to fix the car window in your car when it won't go up and down anymore, how to fix it for $2. And I'm at like 190 views or something. And I need to get that to 300 so that YouTube will take that video and give it to the masses as a recommended video. So I like once every couple of days, I'll repost that one to Twitter. I think I reposted that to Twitter like an hour ago. Post multiple times on Twitter, post on Facebook, post on Instagram, post. As long as you're not only posting your videos. I was talking to somebody the other day, and all this person is interested in is getting tons of views and selling merchandise, and they don't even have 100 subscribers. And I said, well, if nobody knows you, why would they want to buy your merchandise? And if nobody knows you, they're not going to watch your videos. And every time you post on Twitter, it's always, here's a link to my latest video. Go check it out. And here's my merchandise. You're not being personable with the people. You know, you're not posting things about yourself. I'm not saying take a picture of your lunch and post it and say, this is good. You know, some people do that. But what I am saying is make sure that it's not all advertisement. As often as I advertise a link for one of my videos, I'm also on there. I posted a picture of Bob Ross earlier today. Yesterday, I posted pictures of how the coming. I post things about myself too, and I talk to people as much as I advertise. If you do one or the other, you're screwing yourself. If people think that all you're doing is advertising, the last thing they're going to do is hang out on your channel because all you want from them is to buy your merchandise, and they ain't buying your merch anyway. And if they don't know anything about you, they're more likely to forget who you are. Hey, I see Fallen right down there yet on the laptop, but I see up here. What's up, Fallen? Fallen has been doing some late night lives lately. So if you guys are up late at night, Fallen has been hanging out online, doing live streams at night. I haven't seen Moira in a while now that I think about it. I need to check on her. More releasey. I'm in the wrong business. No, you're not in the wrong business. I've thought about building up channels, especially Twitter, because I know how to get Twitter followers. For those of you that don't know, there for a while, I was getting 100, 150 new Twitter followers every single day. And then I stopped. Well, the reason I stopped is because I stopped looking for Twitter followers. I stopped doing the homework. And it was because, hey, I have enough. I had like 5,000. I broke 5,000. I was good. And I stopped doing it because I put my time onto other things. But the truth is that you could set up 4 or 5 Twitter accounts. You could build them up to 10,000 followers in probably 6 months. And yeah, you could put them up cheap for $2,500 a piece. And you can make enough money to put a down payment on a house. If you wanted to do that, it is a job. Do not forget, it is a job. But it pays well. And there's always going to be somebody that'll buy from you. All my stuff is copyright safe. I don't think you have any issues with copyright, buddy. You don't have any kids in your videos. You do urbex videos. You don't have to go 18 and above because you don't curse. You don't have anybody in harm's way doing stupid things like jumping off a roof into a pool. There's no sexual content. You're not breaking any of the 4 rules, so there's no reason to make it 18 and up. And you don't have any kids content, so there's no reason to market as kids. So your videos are safe. Chili sounds good, buddy. What is going on, Snowman? Yesterday evening, it was like 85. And then I worked all night. I fell asleep at like 5. I woke up at noon. I opened up the door to the van, and it like smacked me in the face. It was like 60 degrees or something. Like, what the heck happened while I was sleeping? I know it rained, but it got cold, man. Patrick only had... Okay. I will go. I'm going to pull up your channel right now, Patrick. I've got your channel loading right now. I will, I'll send you a message on Twitter or on YouTube. I will go to one of your videos. Still loading, but I'll go to one of your videos when we're finished here and I will comment. I say one of your videos, you have one video, the introduction to your channel that I used in my SSO video. But good for you, you're up to 600 views. If you only have YouTube, I'll send you a comment on here. I'll figure out how we can talk, bud. It must be why I'm not seeing you on my Twitter, because you don't have Twitter. If you don't want to have Twitter and you don't want to have Facebook, I understand. We'll figure out. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. Y'all bear with me for just a second. Y'all bear with me. There's no reason in the world that Patrick should be not doing too well during the silly season. I have nobody to talk to, and I'm going to fix that right now. Lister. Make sure the spelling is right. Sorry, guys. Okay, Patrick, I just commented on your video on your YouTube channel, and I put my email address. Use it. Send me an email. Talk to me, buddy. That particular email address comes up on my phone just like a text message. So I usually get it within 15 minutes. I think it syncs every 15 minutes. So email me. Talk to me just like you would anything else. Take your time. Type out whatever you want to, bud, and we will talk by email. There's no reason that you should be alone and depressed right now. And I understand where you're coming from, because I've been in a funk for a couple weeks. Yeah, and I call it the season because that's what Mel Gibson called it in Lethal Weapon. It's an ironic term, the silly season, because for some people it's just depressing, especially if you don't have anybody. I don't have anybody. And Patrick doesn't have anybody, and I know that a lot of you out there don't have anybody. So y'all hit me on Twitter, whatever. I'm around. Feel like I've not budged with subs, but that's my fault for not uploading every week. That's true, Black. And you also need to be hanging out in networking streams as much as you can. I know it's not as fun as playing video games, but you need to put up a video at least once a week. I would say twice a week. And if you're just streaming from your Xbox or whatever, it shouldn't be that difficult just to go ahead and stream it out. Stream it on Streamlabs. You can stream it live. You can talk to people while you play video games, or you can just copy it and post it. At least you'll have content coming up. The most successful gamers that I've watched, because I'm always checking out the big channels to see what they're up to. The most successful of the gamers are the ones who do like every other video, like Husky Roo. Y'all know that I have a special place in my heart for Husky Roo and Mama too. She does like half and half videos. She does videos of Keisha the dog, and she does videos of streaming. TS, she's in here right now, or was earlier. She also comes across to me as the kind of person who is going to do like half and half. She doesn't make a lot of videos because she's still camera shy and doesn't know what to do. But she posted a couple of videos of herself, and then she streamed the game, and I was like, whoa, here's a video game chick, which was very cool. Try and do something at least once a month that's more personal. It's more about you. Even if you don't want to be on camera, talk on camera and make it a little bit more personal. Don't go crazy like Haunted Angels with her haunted doll. For a while, I thought that doll was attached to her at the hip. That was funny. But everywhere she went, it was the doll, the doll, the doll. And I kept waiting for the doll to stand up and go, I don't want to be on camera right now. But now I got to make sure I didn't miss any of those videos. Go watch my newest video, Kel. I will. I told you like a half hour ago, I will watch it. You better stop and get me Padme. Chili sounds really good, actually. I'm having mac and cheese tonight, but if I could drive out to Tampa, I would. My battery issue, and I sat out there having a smoke and watched the little LED strip that I installed yesterday just died. That's how bad the battery was. It wouldn't even fire up the LED strip. So in a few minutes when I end this, I got to go plug in the charger and leave it charged for a couple hours. But chili does sound real good. Chili party in Tampa at Snowman's. So wow, I'm all the way back to where Haunted just came in. I got to catch up with everybody. Pam's here. Pam has been going through crap at her work, boy. They came and told her that she smelled like smoke and it was offending her coworkers. How do you work in an office for so many years and then all of a sudden people don't want you to smoke so bad that they're looking for a freaking reason to get you fired? I need to get a brand new battery for the truck. I need to get a brand new alternator for the truck. And then I need to get a power pack, which is kind of like a marine battery, but it has all the plugs in it for you can plug your computers in, you can charge your phones and all that. You can run, it's got a cigarette port in it, so you can plug things in. You can hook solar up to it, and you can also plug it into the wall. And they're only like $100, and that's what I want battery, so I can run all my lights, all my LED lights, charge my phones, all that stuff. So you need about $300 for that. I have a cold weather fund, and every time $5 or $10 goes into it, I'm pulling it out. That's how I'm putting the insulation in right now, and all that good stuff. But hopefully, couple of weeks I will be able to take care of those 3 problems, and then I have no problems. The van is now mostly insulated and will be finished this week, and the bed is built, and all that's left are my electricity problems. And every time I get a little bit ahead, I pay my rent or whatever. Like it wasn't free to stay here. It's $150, so put that out. I just don't have enough money coming in to take care of the things that I need to take care of. But we're getting there. It all doesn't have to happen overnight. And I have no complaints whatsoever. But here is the link to my cold weather fund. If anybody wants to pop $1 in there. Let's see. Just for Kel, I'm gonna make sure I bring. You better not bring that doll around me. I seen that doll move. I'm not afraid of much. I'm only afraid of snakes and spiders. And I watch most people's videos, and I'm not gonna mention any names, but I watch most people's videos. And heck, I was talking to Pam not too long ago about how most of those videos could be faked, exactly what to do to make them fake. And sorry, I'm trying to grab something here. Anyway, I watch those videos, but I watched your video and your freaking doll moved. It wasn't you that made it move. You didn't do that. At least not on purpose. So don't you bring that doll around me. I'm not digging that. So Snowman, she got a battery for my daughter. The battery for the truck, I went over to Walmart. I get all my batteries from Walmart. I went to Walmart. The battery for the truck's only $59. And I'm one for recycling and repurposing, so I find stuff all the time. I got a new propane tank that's completely full. But somebody had thrown away a car battery, a nice gel battery actually. And I saw it next to the garbage can. So I grabbed it and tested it, and of course it was no good. But it covers the $12 core fee when I go to buy the battery for the truck. So it's only going to be like $65 to get the battery. And the alternator is like $138. And then, the house, there's a name for it. They all have different names, but It's a charging system. It's rechargeable. You plug it in, you carry it around. Um, and I can't even remember what the name of it is, but that's like 100 and the one that I want's like $108. So it comes out to be about $300 total. And I can run laptops and tablets and cell phones and all my lighting and never drain the battery in the house. And yeah, it's kind of like a booster pack. When booster packs first came out, that's exactly what it was. You plug it in the house and then you take it outside and you could jumpstart your car. Well, what they found with the lithium ion batteries is that they could get a lot of power into that, and they added a charger. And then they added the ability to hook into a cell phone to plug it into your lighter so you could charge it while you're driving down the road. And they put USB ports on it, and they put cigarette lighter ports in there, and some of them have like air compressors and all this other crap. And now they actually sell these things. So instead of buying a marine battery, which is designed, a car battery is not designed to be empty like your cell phone. Your cell phone is designed to go from 100% to 5% before you recharge it. If you keep recharging it at 50%, well, then your battery is going to remember that, and you're only ever going to have half a battery. Car batteries are not made to be depleted. They're made to stay at about 80% all the time. So if you buy a regular car battery and use it for lights and things like that, and you kill it, you do that 6 or 8 times, that battery's no good anymore. Marine batteries are different. They're made to be fully discharged. So they took the best of what they knew from that, mixed it in with the lithium ion batteries, and now what you have is a portable power system that's only about the size of a car battery and weighs about half as much because it has a lithium ion, just like your cell phone or your tablets. And it lasts 5-6 times longer than the biggest marine battery you can get. So it's the best of all possible worlds. And it's what they're going to be using. It's what they use in electric cars too. So now it's a complete charging system. And it's got a port so you can plug a solar power to it. You can plug it in your cigarette lighter. You can plug it in your house. You can run everything you want off of it. They're great. And they're cheap. Yeti sells one. They run between $250 and $500. The one that I'm getting is the one from Walmart, and it's only about $100. See you later, Fran. I didn't realize you were still in here, honey. So, I don't need much. The van, truthfully, the way that thing sits, I'm standing out here right next to it, but you can't see it. The way it sits right now, including the electronic parts that I need about $600. That's all the cabinets inside. That's the carpeting on the floor. That's everything being finished and the electronics. And that's what ticks me off so much about staying at my brother's house last month. Is that I gave him $550 last month because I thought we were moving in together. And that's pretty much what I needed to make my van perfect into an RV. Interior completely finished, all the electronics, everything taken care of. So, I don't know, hopefully I get a house to paint because I only need about $600 to make it complete. Go and get some things done. Right on, Pam. So anyway, I'm going to end this in about a minute and a half because I only wanted to do about an hour. I want to grab something to eat. And then there's a few Twitter messages waiting on me. I don't think whatever's hanging out with Angie and that doll is a bad thing. I think she would know as much stuff as she's been around in her life. And I'm just messing with her when I say I'm afraid of that doll. I think in 2 different times I saw that thing move. And I'm not going to tell you what it was, but it was movements that it wasn't gravity that made that thing move, and it wasn't bumped. In fact, I'll tell you once, the head turned sideways. That's not a gravity thing. And then one other thing happened in all of her videos. So if you're interested in haunted items, and I know it's Christmas time, I didn't use any haunted videos in my SSO for tomorrow. I'm doing another SSO later this week. No haunted stuff. But I am going to put together an SSO for my backup channel because that's all haunted stuff. So some of you are in tomorrow's premiere SSO. Some of you are not. Some of you are going to be in the premiere this weekend on my backup channel. And some of you are going to be in my next premiere on this channel, which will be a few days later because I couldn't fit everybody in. No, you don't have to be terrified. It's like I never understood the whole Chucky movies. Like, I'm sorry, but a 2.5-foot doll is not going to get near enough to me to hurt me. I'm going to drop kick that sucker like a football. I mean, lock it in the car. But there's a million things that you could do to get away from a freaking doll. It's just creepy. And I've seen a few haunted videos where it would have been real hard to fake. One of them was... who's that chick, Angie, that hangs out with Omar? Her son passed away. You know who I'm talking about. When she did a video and all the dolls were on the back porch and they were all kind of standing up and nobody was standing anywhere near them. They weren't being hidden by anything else. They were standing, away. There was no blankets around them. There wasn't anybody sneaking up from a hole trying to move something. And that one doll moved. And they were talking about it and to it, and it moved. See, you got to watch your own videos back. Yes, her head moved sideways during one of those videos. I think it was during one of your streams. Yeah, I think it was during the stream that we were hanging out in. This was a couple weeks back. And yeah, it moved. So go back and watch your own videos. Ooh, it's cold outside. Yep, I'm getting a Ouija board to communicate with her soon. Right on. I always look at the radio, the spirit box as just a modern day form of the Ouija board. And people say, "Oh, we'd be real careful with Ouija boards, but spirit boxes are okay." Spirit box is the same dang thing. You don't bring something home with you. Dolls were first used to hold the spirits of the dead before they became. I read a lot about that, Patrick. They used to use the children's real hair. Dolls, you got to remember that, yes, the G Team. Go check out her haunted doll video. They're all on the back porch. They got it from 2 different cameras and no one was near it. But dolls, before plastic, of course, dolls were made out of porcelain. Dolls were made out of wood. Dolls were made out of cloth. So you could always tell. That's why the rich people had the porcelain dolls with the hair and all that stuff. But dolls were all handmade back then. And the rich people would make porcelain faces that looked like their children and use their real hair, in the doll and all that stuff. And the idea was, because you got to remember that up until the early 1900s, people had 10 kids for a reason, because the common cold would kill you. And you had 8 kids, but only 3 of them made it, past childhood. People were losing kids all the time. So dolls originally, like Patrick said, were designed so that when a mother or father would lose their child, they were hoping that it was used as a vessel, that the kid would know that it could enter and the doll would be loved and cared for. And a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of different people do different things. And a lot, like the Mexicans, especially the Spanish, the Mexicans, they would take those dolls and they would put them in the crypt with the children, with the bodies of the kids, so that the child would have the doll in death, just like the Egyptians, loaded up the Pharaoh's tombs and all that. But then the child's spirit could actually leave the body of the child and go into the doll. And they kept the dolls protected in the mausoleums if you were rich. Other times, the more poor people would have the dolls at home. And that's how doll collections began. People always think to themselves, well, it's kind of weird that this girl, she's 30 years old and I love her, but she still has 22 stuffed animals on her bed and she still has dolls all over the room. dolls originally were designed to care for the doll just like you would a child after your child passed away. So you're absolutely right on that, Patrick. And that's one of the reasons why haunted dolls have been part of folklore through the years. They've had a resurgence basically lately in the last couple of years, thanks to YouTube and a few other things. Um, Dolls are vessels, just like they used to have this thing. It's a metal goblet. Usually, it was copper or silver, and when someone passed on, they would take they would take the goblet and the special, almost like a drumstick with an end on it, and they would go like this around the top of the bowl, and it would resonate a sound. And that was so as your loved one passed away, they thought they could hear the sound and they would be drawn to it and enter the vessel instead of going on to the next plane. So dolls really were a large part. They weren't just designed as companions for kids. They were designed by many different cultures as vessels. You have a talking board. I think it's different to Ouija board. It is different. I couldn't tell you exactly what the difference is. I know there's differences. Um, so I would be curious to find out about that myself. So yes, they were not alone in death. Absolutely, Patrick. My grandmother had one that looked like my aunt who passed. He was a child. It was made of porcelain and made with real hair and looked identical to my aunt as a child. The doll used to move and make things fall and make noises. It used to creep me out. Yeah, that's true. Um, Now, hey, Kill Hut, what's up, buddy? I thought you were at work, man. I always seem to go live right when you go to work. But now I lost what I was gonna say. It used to creep me out. The thing is that people have a way of twisting things, and we, as humans, we have a few emotions that we can't get away from. One of them is anger, and one of them is fear. Nowadays, we live in a culture and a society, especially in America and in most of the UK. And I say most, and don't forget Ireland's not part of the UK. But there's not a lot for us to fear anymore. This is the same thing. You hear a story about a serial killer 3,000 miles away, and you start locking your doors and you start peeking out your windows and you start leaving your lights on. Just because something bad happened here doesn't mean it's going to happen everywhere, but the masses love to be afraid. That's why we watch horror movies. That's why we're constantly looking for answers to questions that we don't have the answers to. We love to be afraid. So the whole thing about, if dolls were originally designed to house the spirits of passed away loved ones, well, then now it's not. Now it's a demon. Now we opened up the door and a demon came through. And I say this to people all the time. I keep watching these paranormal videos and they're talking about the demon house and we found Satan and Satan tried to do this and the demon. Dude, Satan is supposed to be the second most powerful being ever conceived. What the hell, Bobby, makes you think that Satan is going to be kicking it in a burned down, broken out house in the middle of the woods in Kentucky, worrying about whether you're videotaping him and chasing you through this burnt out wreck? Dude, he's in a mansion in Hollywood. There's a freaking bowl full of cocaine this big. All the best liquors in the world. He ain't hanging out in some ratting, broken down house. That's you being creeped out. He's not walking through the cemetery going, somebody had the balls to come in here in the middle of the night. I'm going to whisper to them and scare them. That's humans making it a big thing. That is not some demon going, gee, I hope somebody wanders into this old house in the middle of the woods so I can possess them. He's not moving into the apartment building down the road. If he's the second most powerful being on the planet, he can sit here and draw you to him from 6,000 miles away. Your mind, exactly right, your own mind freaks you out because we love to be scared. It's a human nature thing. So all these people, well, I got a demon. There's a demon in your doll, like the Annabelle movies. It's a demon. It's not, that's an unclean spirit. Man, there ain't no unclean spirits worried about it. Unclean spirits, according to the Bible and any other, any other religion that you follow, it's always the same thing. If a demon wants to come into this realm, they can just possess you. They can go into church and possess you, because most of the people that are in churches these days aren't true believers. They're in there for the friendships and this and that. Dude, they could do whatever they want. They can go to freaking Subway and take the kid making your turkey sandwich who hates his life. They're not in the middle of an abandoned house where a murder happened 20 years ago and nobody ever comes. They're not sitting in a hole going, gee, I hope somebody visits me soon. Gee, there's a doll. I can get to Angie through her doll. Dude, if he wants Angie, he's going to go and slap Angie in the face. Right on, Jackie. I'll see you later. I'm going to end this anyway. I've been dealing with the paranormal for over 50 years, and the chances of meeting a real demon is 1 in a million. That's because when a demon wants to come up here, he picks you. He's not going to go, oh, gee, somebody's going to buy this doll, and I'm going to hang out with it and hope I could get in there. Demon's going to come up, pick the first person that comes across, nail your ass to the wall, and it's done. Kill Hutch, you better go live soon, but are you going live tonight? And let me know, because I got to end this. Are you going live tonight? Come on. Hey, Barry, what's up, buddy? Kind of like a symbiotic relationship. Well, according to all the lore, demons are definitely a symbolic relationship. They need to feed on human emotion. They need to feed on our energy. Things of, if you ever played, and I don't mean this in a racist way, but there is a game called Chinese Whispers. And the idea is you put 10 people in a row and one person whispers a secret to the next person. And by the time they get through 10 people, it's completely different than where it started. So you can't go by a whole lot of the stuff. But people today, they were 100 years ago and 200 years ago, where they kept meticulous records and they weren't worried about being politically correct. You got to remember that this political correctness crap has only been going on for about 60 years. Well, I would say probably since World War I, maybe in the 1920s. Before that, there was no such thing as political correctness. People believed what they believed and they said it no matter what. And if you didn't like it, there was consequences. There was going to be a fight. Now, all of a sudden, everybody wants to avoid fights and consequences. So there's political correctness and people got lost. So I like to read stuff from back in the day whenever I'm doing any kind of research, not stuff from today, because that can be changed. Oh, I can't say this word, or I can't talk about that because I'm going to upset these people and piss those people off. So I like to go back at least pre-1920 and read about things going on, because they weren't playing. They believed in God. They believed in what was going on, and they weren't worried if they hurt Mrs. Jones' feelings. There was no global community, so they weren't worried about it. They hurt anybody else's feelings. They said it like it was. They recorded it like it was. They wrote everything down. Probably, yeah. Okay, do my first panel thing. All right, Kill Hut. Let me pull up your channel right now so I don't miss it, because I have missed your last couple of live streams. I know I have, because I wasn't there. But please don't get angry with me. I've been in a funk for 2 weeks, which is finally over, and I'm back to things the way they are supposed to be. All right, I can get rid of that. I still got to check out Daydreaming Love, Singing. Those are going to load. Kill Hut's there. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Okay. Patrick said, most bad spirits you will meet are spirits of people who are bad in life. They don't change when they pass over. And see, I agree with you. I've always had the duality of man in mind. What's up, OCV? I've always had the duality of man. We all have good parts and we all have bad parts. What person we choose to be when we're alive, whether we choose to be bad people or whether we choose to be good people, and whatever level we decide to be, we all have some good and we all have some bad. That's the way we are. So I've always said for myself that the good's going to go where it's supposed to and the bad's going to go where it's supposed to. And wherever you were in life, you're going to go with that side of you. But if there is a spirit, if it's somebody that's dead and they were a bad person in life or like on the border, even, somebody who has these crazy thoughts in their head, but of course would never act on them because they don't want to go to prison or they don't want people to look bad on them. When they die, and this is all philosophy, but when they die, there's no more constraints. When you're dead, you don't have to worry about going to jail because you walked into your neighbor's house to watch him in the shower. You don't have to worry about going to prison because you killed somebody. You don't have to worry about any of these constraints. So you can actually be more of who you were in life. So to me, I don't think that these are demons, so to speak. I think that Patrick's exactly right. When someone passes, they are what they were in life, only without fear and constraint. In fact, they have more anger in them because they're dead. And anger usually leads to violence and negativity. So I agree with you right there, buddy. They don't change into a good thing. Most of the time, going to be any change is because there's no constraints, and they're going to become even worse than they were in life. All right, tag me on Twitter. Yep, because I'll be kicking it on Twitter here. I got to get some food in me. No new videos to me till after the first of the year when I'm unsure. That's all right, man. Get to it when you get to it. I know you got family stuff going on because it's Christmas time or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever everybody believes in. I'm not trying to be politically correct. What I'm not doing is leaving people out. It's nice to say Merry Christmas, and I do. I say Merry Christmas. I know I missed it last night, Killhead. I say Merry Christmas because I celebrate Christmas. I think saying Happy Holidays is good because that takes away the person, being personable. So I say Merry Christmas, but I also will say, like, what's that movie with Jim Carrey where he was the Truman Show, and he said, "Good morning. If I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night." So if I say Merry Christmas, I was at the dollar store the other day, and I said Merry Christmas to the lady at the counter, and I was like, "And if I don't see you, Happy Hanukkah and Happy Kwanzaa to you too." Because I don't want to take away being personable, but I'm not going to use that all-encompassing Happy Holiday crap. It's Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all you guys. And if I don't see you, Happy Hanukkah and Happy Kwanzaa and anything else I may be missing. That's right, Patrick. My life philosophy is simple. I am what I am. I love or dislike me. I don't care. Was that Descartes that said that, or was that Popeye the Sailor Man? Because I always get those two people confused. OCV, I agree. Hate me or love me, I'm always correct. But I care about my friends and family. Hey all, I'm back. My phone died. Sorry, T. I'm ending this in about 60 seconds. I just want to make sure I'm caught up with everybody. The one I hate the most is Happy Christmas. Well, Patrick, you got to remember, we're a global community now. Since the internet has poked its head up back in the early 90s, especially, we had chat rooms back in the day, and it's just turned into all this. And, YouTube is truly a global community. Happy Christmas is the way they say it in England, in the UK. Just like we diverged when we left England and it became Merry Christmas to us, it's still Happy Christmas to them. So as a person in the global community, I sometimes say Happy Christmas. I found myself saying that the other day when I was out. Happy Christmas. The Christmas part is what's important to me, but I can understand why saying it that way, especially when you're getting older like me, and you'll know when you get to be my age. We get set in our ways. We do. I understand that. But when somebody usually says Happy Christmas to me, I look at that as kind of a doorway to open and say, "Oh yeah, where are you from?" Because the first thought in my head is, well, that's not how we say it in America, so you must be from somewhere else. Where are you from? And it gives me a reason to talk to them, gives me a conversation starter. The X. No, absolutely. The X, I can't stand that. It wasn't named Xmas. It was named Christmas. Whether you believe that it's God's birthday or, people say, oh, God wasn't born then, God was born at a different time. It doesn't matter. It's the day that we take out our time to celebrate, whether it's religion, whether it's family. You're not going to call Valentine's Day Happy Heart Day or Happy Fat Kid in a Diaper Day. It's called Valentine's Day for a reason. There were religious reasons behind it, of course. And just because it's not religious to you doesn't mean you're going to change the name to Happy Chocolate Day. It's Valentine's Day. It's Christmas. It's not easier to write out Christmas. That to me is just kind of disrespectful. So I understand that. I'm Jewish, so it's Happy Chewbacca. Well, Happy Chewbacca to you. I'm just kidding. Happy Hanukkah. And we get presents for 8 days. We gamble and eat a lot of lox. Oh, is that what that is? Potato pancakes. Okay, I've heard latkes before, but I didn't know it was potato pancakes. That's pretty cool. I thought you guys weren't allowed to gamble. Now I got that song stuck in my head. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. A dreidel we will play. And that's all I got stuck in my head because I'm not Jewish. But happy Chewbacca to you too. The menorah, again, I'm not Jewish. I'm not anything. I'm atheist. I've studied a lot of religions, Christianity being most of it. But there are so many things about the Jewish religion that are just beautiful. The menorah is beautiful. The story of what happened during Hanukkah is wonderful. And if nothing else, it's definitely worth people reading because it's an amazing story. And there's so much tradition involved in it. And Christians don't like Hanukkah and, a lot of times vice versa. But I've never met a Jewish person, or maybe this is just me, but I have never met a Jewish person that was ever, what's the word I'm looking for? Whoever said, you know what, get away from me. Go away. You don't believe what they're inviting, they're warm. They're not trying to thump you into their relationship either. They're just genuinely warm people. I've met Christians before that went, oh, you don't believe what we believe, get away from me. I don't want anything to do with you. If you don't know anything about the story of Hanukkah, right, there you go, rude and standoffish. Absolutely. Yes, Jesus was a Jew. Christianity was, yes, you know what? I'm not going to talk religion, but it is Christmas. You are absolutely right. Jesus was a Jew, was Jewish. And if you want to know where things diverged, into Catholicism, because Catholicism came before Christianity did. It went from Judaism to Catholicism to Christianity. And then, of course, things have come out since Christianity, Latter-day Saints, Scientology, which have a basis in Jesus. I mean, that's the most interesting thing that I could tell you is that out of all the religions, especially in this country, they all have a basis for the same dude, Jesus. The Church of Latter-day Saints, Jehovah's Witness, two very different religions. The only one that doesn't is Scientology. Every other religion that you can name in this country, in England, in all of the UK, in many other countries, all started with the same cat, Jesus. They just believe different things, so they started spreading out into other realms, but they all have their base in one spot. So I say this, and I still study religion. I still read the Bible. I have gone through the Quran. I like religion, even if it's just for the stories. If you're interested in truly our heritage, because whether you like it or not, whether it's just a story or not, it's still what we're based on. Even if it's a man-made story and there's no such thing as God, it's still where our history came from, because religion has touched every part of humanity from as far back as they would write things down. It's very interesting to read other things about other religions. And Judaism is just a beautiful, beautiful religion. Sure, they have some things that would, Christians and Catholics would consider weird, and they have their own language and they have all these things. Well, Catholicism uses Latin, so just because Judaism uses a different language, there's so many beautiful things about it. And the story of Christmas, you don't get into anything else, as far as that's concerned, do yourself a favor and read the story of Hanukkah. It's a beautiful story. There's a reason that they celebrate the way they do, and it's actually quite moving. Actually, I think I'm going to read it again tonight. You won't go wrong reading it. I'm not saying believe it. I'm not saying change your religion. I'm just saying it's Christmas time. It could be Hanukkah too. Jews are very friendly and kind-hearted people. We embrace all people regardless of race, religion, and gender orientation. Very well said, and very, very much true. Like I said, I don't know if it's just me, and I've met thousands upon thousands of people my whole life. I've traveled. I meet people everywhere I go. I have never, ever, ever once had a negative experience talking to someone that was Jewish. And a lot of times, I didn't even know they were Jewish. I found out later, because it wasn't about what we call Bible thumping. It wasn't about, oh, you're not Jewish, you can't be in this household, you can't be that, you can't be that. They were just people. And they didn't care what I believed in. They didn't care where, all they cared was about this right now. Talking, spending time together is a wonderful thing. And I always, always have the most respect, for anyone's thoughts and belief systems. But I have never once been steamrolled or been unhappy or been, felt like I was being taken advantage of or pushed or anything like that. And nobody, wasn't any one of them that said, you should read the story of Hanukkah. I read that because I had heard bits and pieces about it over the years. And I was like, you know what? It's time. I'm going to read it. And it was the most beautiful thing. So read it like you would read any other book or story or watch a movie. But it's a great story. So take it for whatever you want. I read the Bible and the Quran because I was raised Christian, but am more drawn towards Islam and myself wear hijab. I will say that the Bible and the Quran are not that far apart. There's, of course, radicals in every religion, every walk of life form. But if you actually read them both, you can see the same differences, the fights, the struggles between good and evil, the way that you are supposed to love your fellow man and teach them, not just write them off. That there are so many parallels. I will say that. And again, I don't want to get into religion too much, but you're absolutely right. That is your right, and I respect that choice. Absolutely. Fun fact, everyone on the planet has ties to the Jews. Huh. It is a fun fact. And again, Christ was a Jew. Judaism was the original religion, without getting into too many different things. So every religion, the exception of Scientology, has a basis in Christ. So it does not surprise me to read that, OCV. This especially is the time of year we should all be good to each other and build each other up. You're absolutely right, Ange. Absolutely. Thank you, Patrick. Respect all religion, no matter what it is, because they is both good and bad in all religions. That is the one grain of truth in every doctrine on the planet, alive and dead, and there are plenty of dead religions. And I don't say dead, I shouldn't say dead, but non-practiced anymore, because language differences, language changed. It's all rooted the same thing. No matter what culture you're from, there's always good and bad, yin and yang, uh, opposites, polar opposites, and it is always the struggle to be better tomorrow than you were today. And that's why I don't put anybody down for whatever they believe. I can't see myself ever not celebrating Christmas, but to me, it's not so much about, celebrating the birth of Jesus. It's about giving. It's about being good to people. It's about trying to pass on a good spirit and like Ange says, lift people up. It may not be about receiving a gift or giving a gift, but you can give a gift of yourself. You can be there to talk to somebody when they need something. And I really hope that Patrick emails me and others. The spirit of Christmas to me is about being better tomorrow than I was yesterday. So there we go. Sheer humans. And that's the way, hopefully one day, probably well after I'm dust, people will see that human is human. Patrick's Roman Catholic, and if I check out the history of the church, we had a bad past in the Spanishing. Yep, that was a real bad time. There were other bad times as well. King Richard, there were some bad times, but I think most religions have bad times. I mean, if you look at the Middle East, they're having some real bad times and have been for a long time. That's going to go down in history. In 1,000 years from now, if human beings still exist, they're going to look at that couple hundred years or couple thousand years and say, well, it was a bad time. We might believe in some form of God. We might believe in some form of religion, but we're still human. And there's always going to be bad times. There's always going to be people with power that shouldn't have power, doing things they shouldn't be doing. It's just the way it is. So with that being said, I've been here long enough. I need to get some dinner. So I'm going to say 80 Ace until tomorrow. I will be doing the SSO tomorrow at 5 p.m. It'll be live with chat. I'll post a link. Probably starting tomorrow early afternoon, like noonish, so that you guys can check out the SSO video, and we'll just start with that because I got to work on the van while it's daytime tomorrow. I got a couple more pieces of foam to cut, and I got to work on this light stuff. So, Patrick, shoot me an email whenever you feel like it. Treat it like a text. Make it as long as you want, short as you want. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to end today. Doesn't have to today. Whatever you want, buddy. Everybody else, thanks for hanging around. Thanks for helping me out of my funk. And I will see a lot of you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. And until then, try to have a good night. Try to say something nice to people. Just something, anything, one sentence. You never know what's going to make a change. See you later, T. See you later, Patrick, OCB, Haunted Angels, Padme, everybody else. I'll see you soon.